Hello, hello. Welcome to Anime Anonymous. I'm CJ,
And Ace.
and this is a throwback, basically, to the OG, just Ace and I. If you guys haven't heard last episode, we did mention that Jess, she's going to be out for a couple weeks at least. We had our kiddo, so she is doing what she do, taking care of him. And like, so real life segment. I had so many people come today because this was like my first real day back to work because I took off time, be in the hospital with her, yada yada yada. And they're like, "Oh, how is it? Having a second child?" I'm like, "It's really not that big a deal. Like,
It's
he's
the
a
same,
baby.
right?
He eats, sleeps, and poops. Like that's it. Once he starts moving, then we might have some issues. But right now, he literally sits in his bassinet for the most of the time. Like,
Right.
I'm hungry. All right, I'm knocked out again. But yeah, so so we get to use the OG art as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna post this with just me and you. That way, people are like, "Where is she?" Well, she wasn't on the art, so that should include you in.
That works out.
This week we are talking about Aces. Oh my gosh, my
Recommendation.
Recommendation. There we go.
Yes, this one is called More Than a Married Couple, But Not Lovers.
Yeah, so this one came out fall of 2022, so it's pretty recent. And my quick, because I usually have y'all go first. My quick thing on this, again, last week I had said it was kind of in my mid tier because I heard of it, saw the synopsis, I was like, ugh, could be good, could be bad. This reminds me, art-wise, a lot of Horimiya because the colors are really, really good. But it also reminds me of like a more pervy version of Toradora.
Okay.
And if nobody's seen Toradora, you need to see that. We need to do an episode on it because that is one of my favorite anime of all time. But it's very similar to this in the sense of two people like two other people, and they're quote unquote trying to help each other out with those other two. So, but yeah, so that's my quick thing on it. Like the visuals are really cool, and it did remind me of some other anime, and it actually makes me want to go read it because I don't know if a second season's coming out for this. So
Yeah, I
guess
saw in
that's
the
good.
comments that people were wanting it and rooting for it, but
Yeah.
I didn't hear any confirmation about it.
Yeah, so that's my minute, 2 minutes, whatever it was. What about you?
All right. So I thought this one was hilarious. I caught myself just laughing just at almost every other situation that they would go through. They have like moments where they talk in their head and like they share their real thoughts, and then then they say whatever the commentary is, and then that's another reaction. So you end up laughing multiple times. The characters were amazing. It definitely seemed realistic. This one was one that I chose as a recommendation because it was like on the top 10 on the like anime online websites for a while, and I just kept sleeping on it. And I'm just like, this don't look that good. But it was funny. It was enjoyable. It was ecchi, but it wasn't. It didn't take away from the story, in my opinion. And it had moments where you kind of felt some emotion towards the character. That was ecchi.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it had some horrorful moments that was a little tough pill to swallow for one of those situations with Minami. But yeah, all positive remarks so far. Yeah, we can get into it.
So before we jump into it, I want to know off rip favorite female character, favorite male character, because I bet you our males are going to be completely different.
Well,
our female might be the same.
Okay, I'm gonna go males. Gerald was cracking me up. Gerald, the main character, I enjoyed his. I may say this wrong. His naive. He was very naive. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed like when he did get his minor experience over Shiori. I was like, okay, I ain't that mad at you, but it wasn't like that much experience. But it was still funny compared to her. Yeah, I wanted to say the best friend, Kama.
Kama?
Yeah, I wanted to say him, but he ended up just being a great wingman, for sure. I'll just say that. But for the favorite girls, I want to say Sachi, the redhead, the orange-haired girl.
Sachi. Oh, the orange-haired one. Okay.
Yo, she...
Because the red-haired one... Natsumi, she's always saying how much she loves her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, not the redhead.
Like,
yeah.
Bro, we don't need that.
Yeah, the orange hair girl. When you guys watch it in dubbed, like in English, first the lingo is very current. It's very
because they're all gyarus. Gyarus. That's what they are. So like, actually, that's the point that I wanted to say. A lot of recent anime have been bringing up gyarus, and I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Gyaru, but making them not ridiculous. So like, I won't like. For some reason, gyarus for a while in anime were always like really hoish for some reason, because like they do dress a little bit more revealing, etc. But it started a couple years ago with My Girlfriend is a Gal, who the main female character is a Gyaru, and they're like, oh, you know, you're definitely gonna lose your V card with her easily if you like ask her out. But it turned out like no, she wasn't easy at all. And then My Dress Up Darling, she's a Gyaru, but she's not a hoish one. Like everybody likes her, but she talks like a valley girl, does her nails, all that stuff. All of them are Gyaru, and like the quote unquote. None of them are hoish, but the one who has the most experience is Sachi. Because she's like, yeah, my ex and the ex before that one. Yeah. When we were doing it, like, I just wasn't feeling it. And I'm just like, but she wasn't like a over-the-top hoe. Right. And that's how they used to be. So, like, I actually kind of like that, even though Gyarus usually weren't my wave. But the recent ones have been really good. Yeah, so, yes, that is the perfect definition of them. Sachi, I think... her like just so blunt. Her bluntness was just enjoyable to watch, and the way she made Akari kind of nervous when they're like in their group friendly settings. I like that. I was like, she's a very good best friend in contrast, and she has her best interest. I mean, I don't think anyone would not like Akari. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a very easy one to choose. I just feel like I have a reason to not like her, and that's why I'm not going to make her my favorite, even though she's the main character, so it's kind of hard not to. But, yeah, if I didn't choose Akari, Shiori, I wish she was a little bit more brave, or I would have picked her. Even though she was with the kiss, I like that she took the leap for that, but I'm like, you was waiting way too long. Like, yeah, the childhood friend trope, I'm so tired of.
Yeah, they drawn that one out.
I like that. That is the one of the most annoying tropes in romance ones. It's very rare that I actually root for the childhood friend. I want to say the last time I did was shoot, what is that anime? Golden Time. Because Linda, I was rooting for Linda. Like, screw the princess girl. Like, I mean, she's not a princess, but she's spoiled. Yeah, my favorite girl is Akari. Like, she is the most realistic person, I think, in this anime. Especially because she shows, like, her duality. Like, she is not an idiot. Like, granted, she has more important things that she cares about, like, you know, singing and stuff, because, like, that's her hobby. But, like, she also knows she's good looking, and so she'll use that to tease Jiro. Yeah. But she, again, doesn't push it, right? Like, she
She pushes it to a limit, and then she pulls back. But
yeah, because she likes teasing him. Like I know girls like her. Like
annoying. They're the most annoying women.
See, she's not annoying to me. Like she reminds me a lot of my friend Kat, and I love Kat to death. Like Kat would be if Kat was an anime person, she'd probably be an Akari. Like real talk, because like she does it to mess with him, but it's only him.
Right.
Like she doesn't, and she doesn't do that to all guys. Like she knows guys look at her, but she doesn't care. She only cares about Minami, and then she cares about Jiro.
Right.
And like that was very realistic. Jiro annoyed me. Like there were moments where he was so annoying, and then he was funny, and then he was annoying again. But Kamo is 100% my favorite character, guy character. My favorite character overall would be Akari, just because she's just her growth and stuff was realistic to me.
Yeah, her growth was. Yep.
Kamo is hilarious. Kamo is literally breaking the fourth wall every time he talks. He's like, "Huh? What?" It's like you're in one of those anime protagonists,
right?
Motherfucker. like, he's just like, "I'm gonna kill you," like blah blah blah.
He's like, must be. What do you say? It must be difficult to have two love interests.
Yeah, he's like, you got this pure white rose over here, then you've got this red one over here. Oh, and then.
Yeah, I enjoyed him so much. Like, he was funny.
He turned into a Yu-Gi-Oh card one
time.
Bro,
when I saw that, they did so many anime tropes, like hidden gems in it. I was cracking.
But man, when he did,
the Yu-Gi-Oh one was so funny.
Bro, when he did, and then people look at him on the ground like he's the card, and the card flips over and stuff. And then he does this other one where he's like housing a panel in his hand. And he hides it behind him. Jiro grabs the panel, looks at it, throws it away. I'm like, yo, Kamo is hilarious, bro.
Yeah,
like, and there's even one time where he's like teasing him about the girls, and it's like during the basketball game, and like Jiro's like, "Whose side are you on?" He was like, "Clearly, Shiori's. I'm the ally of all women," and like for some reason he gets dressed up in a dress.
Oh, and
he's like, Jiro, what, does it look good? Does it look like he's breaking the fourth wall again? So every time he popped up, he was funny to me.
Yeah, this was a hilarious anime. Yeah. Which because I glanced at the comments, no one was talking about how funny it was. But when you watch it, like everyone's saying they loved it. The etchiness. They tried to say it was hentai, but it's not hentai. And then,
no, it was
the story.
There's another one.
And season 2.
Yeah, there's another one that, which I mentioned already that this kind of reminds me of, and that's My Dress Up Darling. But the way that I said the etchiness was not fan service in Dress Up Darling, it was like a vehicle. Right. It's just people who wanted to make it fan service did. Which, I mean, it kind of is, but again, it had a point. This had a lot of fan service. Yeah. Like, a lot. The angles in this anime.
Bro, the angles.
Half the times, bro. I was just like, okay. And that's what kind of, like, detracted, because when I was telling you about this anime, I was like, it could be good, it could be bad, because it could just be a crap ton of etchiness. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I liked how they did it with Akari. Sometimes it was over the top, like just like zooming in places. I'm like, all right, bro, okay. But like, and the reason I said also this reminds me of Horimiya is because one, the colors and stuff, but Horimiya is also one of the only other recent anime that I can think of that actually went there. Like they didn't go there here, but kind of address sexual stuff. So, like, Horimiya, they actually sleep together, and you know it. Like, they tell you, basically. But that's it. Like, they don't focus on it. Like, that happened. That was the growth of their relationship, and they went on. This, when they're trapped in the...
that under beach...
Yeah, like in the little cabinet or something. He's like, that's not my knee or whatever. Right. It's like, oh, okay. They did go there. Like, because usually it's like a joke in an anime, like he has like a phone or something or whatever. But like they're like, no, that is it. So like I was like, oh, okay. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Because, again, like, the main issue I had with Jiro is, like, no guy, I don't care how dumb you are, is that oblivious or that second-guessing. Because, bro, she told you, I'm only doing this for you. Like, this swimsuit's only for you. I want you to do this with me. I want you, like, all right, bro. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
like,
just
that's
go
easy.
for it at
like,
that point.
Yeah.
And then they're technically married.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hold on. So, I want to explain that for all the people that still don't understand the title.
We should probably give it a synopsis.
So, the title is called More Than a Married Couple, But Not Lovers. That is meaning they're at school. The school has made this project where the male students and the female students are pretending to do a mock marriage. Mm-hmm. So that's why they're not lovers, but they're still married. It's all for a school project, and they're practicing.
It's an actual course.
Yeah, like they can fail.
Yeah, like if they don't pass it, they don't graduate.
Yeah, it's like legit serious. So that's why they're married as a couple, but not lovers, because it's a school project.
Yeah, so, it's in a dorm. There's like cameras and stuff. So like,
sorry guys.
Allergies came out I mean, nowhere. It's Florida, bro. Florida allergies be popping randomly. But like they also have like thumbprint doors, so only the person who like only the guy can get into his room, only the girl can. Obviously, they can open the door for the significant other, but like. It's all basically like Ace said, a mock marriage, and the better you get along with each other, the more points you get. Mm-hmm. If you have so many points, they do like a check-in. I think it said every 2 weeks. I swear that's what it is because they did like a mid one, and they were like ranked E, right? And then at the month end, they were A or B, but then Minami and Shiori were like E. Like whoever gets to top 10 in which is A, you have the option to switch your significant other, but you keep your points. So it's not like you switch to girl B and now you have to start all over. And you like if you had 20 points. And she had 15, you both already start with 35. Like that's it. So it's actually interesting. Like I don't think outside of an anime world it would make sense because you would have a lot of stuff happening.
Right.
But the idea is kind of cool. I just don't know about the actual living together.
Yeah, that part, especially a school forcing it. I'm like. This don't seem like it'll fly.
You would have to. You'd have to do background checks on everybody. Like, yo, you always have that one creeper in a class.
Yeah.
Like
he's like excited.
Who the girl that got him? Like they drew lots. She was like, oh god. He's just sitting there with like the anime black aura around him.
Yeah, this would not work in the real world at all.
But it was interesting for an anime. It was very cool. Like basically almost like a different take on the generic romance genre because it is a lot of generic stuff in there. Like, again, the love interest that you didn't like at first all of a sudden is like your love interest. Mm-hmm. Your childhood friend, oh, that's who I want to be with. The love interest that didn't like you is interested in the hot popular guy.
Mm-hmm. But and then the hot popular guy is in love with a married woman.
Yeah, well, yeah. See, now that's different.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Where did that even come from?
I was like, the way that they showed it, I want to say that was like his teacher or something. Because I could be remembering it wrong. Because granted, I like to binge these that way I can remember stuff. But I did binge this a couple days ago, so I want to say the flashback that you see is like he's young, like because they're all in high school right now. Mm-hmm. I want to say he's young, like
So that was
maybe
his-
middle school.
So he loved his middle school teacher.
I think so because he looks younger, and it looks like the first image they show was like him in school.
Okay.
And then you see that they actually sleep together and stuff, and she has a ring on. So I want to say that was like his teacher.
Wait. So let me just make sure I got this right. So he slept with his middle school teacher, or
I think so. That's what I got from
I
it.
thought he was like creeping and watched his middle school teacher with someone else.
No.
And that was like his love lost gone awry.
I thought the way I see that maybe I have to research it. The way I saw it, I thought he did sleep with her, but it could be that he saw that she was sleeping with someone. I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
because like remember he was like kind of leaning.
Yeah,
Like he was
yeah.
looking
No,
behind
he was
something?
looking through, but then I thought the next because it didn't do the stereotypical angle of anime where it shows you them looking through the door. Mm-hmm. We didn't get that angle. Like it just went to the next scene was two people sleeping together.
Right.
So I don't know.
So that's
it
why
could
it made
be.
me think.
I assumed
maybe he's just watching his love have sex with someone else.
maybe even
And
if
that's
it's
what
that,
hurt.
then that's even worse.
Yeah, and that's what hurt.
Yeah, but like, so either way though, like, chick's married, so it's not happening. So it was either a fling that she had, or he caught her sleeping with someone. Which then, like, I don't know. That's weird. Then, like, how did he get to this place?
Just stalking her.
Where's? Yeah, I don't know. Now my brain's all like, who is this woman? Like, why was he at her house? So anyway, but yeah, like, but you can figure out why he doesn't have like any romantic feelings to anyone, because like for him, which
That was devastating.
it's
for him.
yeah, and he's like that ship has kind of sailed, and it's just like, I mean, bro, you're so young, like,
Yeah, like-
and literally everyone's attracted to you. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like you'll be
Because he
fine.
could just date just to date.
Yeah,
if he
literally.
wanted to. When all the women are throwing themselves at you, it's like,
Yeah,
Come
well,
on,
he
bro.
could, but like you can tell purely off of that like he's not a fling kind of guy. Like he wants something true,
Real,
like
yeah.
steady. So like, there's no way you're not gonna find that again. I'm not gonna say it's like super easy, because again, if you take it that way, girls are throwing themselves at him all the time. See, now this is reminding me of the other anime. My romantic story or something. Remember the big, like he looked like a gorilla kind of dude, and
which one is
his
this?
friend is
Pull it up. While you're
his,
talking.
hold on, I'm gonna pause it. That way that's not just dead noise of me searching for this thing. Be right back. All right, we're back. So yeah, that's why I was like, I've spoken to Ace about this, but we actually haven't done an episode on it.
Yeah, he was making me feel crazy. I'm
No,
like, I
'cause
know.
I was like, I know the wife and I spoke to you about it, and I think we were gonna recommend it, but we just
Okay.
never did it. It is called My Love Story, and one of the main characters on there, like, he has girls throwing themselves at him all the time, so he's just like, I couldn't care less about love, because like he's just like, it's so superficial. So like you have the trade-offs, like, because Minami is so attractive, like, yeah, he's gonna easily attract somebody. Like nowadays, like my buddy in real life, I'm not gonna say his name because he's a well-known guy. I will say he plays baseball. That's about it. He has a lot of money, right? And he's not a bad-looking dude. Like, and he gets girls throwing themselves at him all the time, and it's just like he wants somebody that wants him,
Yeah.
which he has now, and she's a really cool chick. I like her, so I approve. But yeah, like it's not as easy for both sides, right? Like if you're what's his name? Jiro. All these girls are like, "Oh, he's such a plain, depressed guy." It's like he's actually a really good dude.
Yeah,
He's-
really normal
Yeah,
actually.
he's just chill, but like I don't know. He and Akari's relationship just if he wasn't such a punk all the time, like that's my problem. It's the trope. It's the punk trope, because there are certain times where he has growth and then he just randomly, for no reason, it's just gone. Like he totally erased that from his brain. Like just all the growth in the trash. Like, I'm like, why? So that literally kept making me, I'm like, oh, I like,
That's what kept making me continue watching.
I'm like, oh, heartstrings, son of a, like he was annoying me. I'm like, I am so weird. I get it. I am very weird with anime. Like, if it's a very realistic one, I want it to be realistic. Okay. If it's a red line, I want it to be as red line as possible, over the top as it can be. Like again, DBZ, throw all the beams, bro. Blow up 17 planets. I don't care. I don't know them. They're dead. It's fine. This is realistic.
It's part of the strength.
Like this is realistic, and so that was what was annoying me. I'm like, okay, cool, you grew. Like, again, my dress up darling, like, he annoyed me at the beginning, but then he grew and stuck, and then grew, and he was like, because it's very similar. He's like, you know, what will people think if they see you with me, like, outside of the marriage thing? Like,
I'm like,
just hanging out. And she's just like, she keeps telling you, like, stop saying that I like hanging out with you, like, blah, blah, blah. I want to say his name was Gojo. Gojo in My Dress Up Darling, she says that. Oh, bet. Then they grow from there. Like It was one. This man has it said to him like 5 times. I'm like, oh my lord, I'm tired of it.
Now, the only reason I'm kind of letting it slide is because he was true to his first and only love, which is Shiori. Yeah, I said it right. And it worked out in the end-ish, because it definitely left with a cliffhanger. So I wouldn't say the end, but later in these 12 episodes, he got the girl.
I mean, he did, but, well...
that he wanted from the beginning.
Technically, but, like, here's the thing. Like, first of all, I would have dropped her immediately. She is not my...
Shiori?
Yeah, I can't stand her. I can't stand the cutesy... not about me. Have you seen my wife? She is not cutesy. She is adorable, but no. She definitely ain't no Akari either. I should buy her, like, some nail polish for, like, a joke. She'd be like, the hell is this?
What are you doing?
I mean, don't get me... Like, again, real life. Just I have to bring her in it because she ain't here, right? When we were in college, like we went to basically like their prom. Yo, she rocked this dress, bruh. Like my for all you don't know, like my wife is aka Jess. She was a softball player, right? Okay. So like she's stocky, but very well figured. But she pulled off that dress. I was like, damn. Look good.
Proud man over here. Proud man.
She all had like blue nails on and shit. I was like, wow, you look mad girly right now. This is crazy. I'm so used to you being like a tee and jeans, which I'm all for, man. I don't need to be all dressy. I was like, you put tee, jeans, and a ponytail, we're good. I don't need all that dress up shit. But like, that's why like I like the if there was a combination of Akari and Shiori, that'd probably be my favorite character.
Okay, yeah, that's easy.
Because like Akari was a little bit too sexualized.
Yeah. She would have been done for me.
Because I think the way they had her act sometimes didn't actually match her character. Because when she's talking and stuff, she gets embarrassed easily, like, and she just likes to dress cute, but like none of her stuff is that crazy that she wears outside. When she's at home and she's chilling, then she's a little bit more revealing, which that makes sense.
That's normal.
And she trusts Jiro because you see that evolution. Like at first, she's wearing usually a tee, and like you may see like a strap or something. And then the more comfortable they get, like she's wearing like this top that like shows the whole top of her. Then she like starts wearing his stuff. Like, it's like, okay,
her progression was smooth.
Yes, hers was so good, and his for the most part was good. There was just those annoying parts that he just would fall back, and I'm like, I'm so tired of this trope.
But that was the strategy to keep you watching for the next episode.
That almost, see, this is why I like doing podcasts, because it pissed me off and it made you continue. Like, I continued, honestly, for Akari. I'm like, yo, I really want to see this. Like, couldn't take care less about Shiori's love story.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
hers is irrelevant.
I'm like, yo, like, Akari, come on, like, seal the deal with my man. Like, and I'm like, when are you gonna fully in your head realize, like, he's the one, right? Because like she realized that like halfway into the anime, like she realized it, and like one of the best but also hardest emotional ones was the fireworks one when my girl calls him, and I was like, I respect you for that, bruh, because he's like, where's my jacket?
Yeah, where you at?
He's like, I'm running. Tell me where you are. And she's just crying and calling his name. He's like, tell me where you are. Like, he's like running out the door. And she hangs up. He like calls it. And there she is. I was just like, man.
That was good.
That was good. And that was like a real like eye-opening moment for her as well. Again, she had the little feelings a couple episodes before. But I think that was like the bona fide one for her. But yeah, like it was a good anime. Yeah, and I do recommend it. Like,
and it's moments like that where you value the anime.
Yeah,
and then he messes it up when he thinks like he's like, why you keep playing with me? Why you keep teasing me? And I'm like, bro, she's not teasing you this time.
Even that last episode, he's like, why does she want to hang out with me? Oh, yeah, she's gonna tease me, right? Or oh, her friends are gonna be there. They're gonna make fun of me. Yeah, I know that's what's gonna happen. I'm like, bro, what?
You know all of them, man.
When in this anime did she ever do anything like that to you?
Never.
She never did that. Ever. You're just making up crap in your head, bro.
Yeah. Those are the parts where you're like, maybe they're just pushing it for a season 2 and he'll grow in there. So this season 1 was Akari's growth. Season 2, finally Jiro's growth.
Well, like I heard, while I was looking up if there was a season 2 for this, I came across like this subreddit about this because they were talking about maybe a season 2. They were like, anime was decent, but like they're like, I highly suggest you read it because they're like, he's not as dumb or as I think naive. They said he's not as much of a punk. I want to say that's exactly what they said. He's not that much of a punk in the manga. Like he's much better written. Okay. Like so, I'm like. I kind of want to read it then because I want to say there's maybe 60-something chapters. Maybe it's probably 50. Probably 50-something because when I read that subreddit, it was a few months ago, and they said it was like chapter 52 or something. Okay. And they said the anime ended right around like 28. So I'm like, oh, I could easily read up to new in a night because I'd speed read. So it definitely made me want to read it, which is good because another one that made me want to read it was Don't Toy With Me, Nagatoro. Because again, I heard that it was better. I even before it had an anime, like I had seen pictures of it, and they're like, "Oh, this is a really good one." So yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna add it to my list to read, but yeah, before at least I get into ratings, I would say I did really enjoy it. Especially like the heartfelt moments. Yeah. Those were really, really well done.
Really well.
Even Shiori's, right? Like even though I'm not a fan, but like even Shiori's were good too. But like
I think she pissed me off more than Jiro because I'm like I just wanted her thing to just move. Yeah. And she was just stagnant. It was just not entertaining to watch her struggle.
Yeah, and then you have old Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, her friend May, who clearly wants the cheeks from Shiori.
Bruh, I was gonna mention it, but I'm glad you brought it up.
She clearly does.
I'm like,
that's why she tells Camo, she's like, "Don't call me a good person because like I'm just using your friend. Because like every time she's trying to put her together with Jiro, she always like backhanding him somehow. She's like, he's useless. Mm-hmm. You got to do this. Like, look at the back of that guy. That's a useless guy. I'm like, you are. At first, I was like, oh, she's one of those friends that like negs. Right. But then you see like she has like. She gets flushed with her sometimes. I'm like, oh, you are a dick. Like, you're trying to be like, you're trying to have Shuri be like, yeah, he is kind of useless, ain't he? Like,
I'm like, she plotting.
All right, get out of here.
Yeah, that's why it was easy not to pick Maya as a favorite character. That was easy.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I did enjoy it. I think, like I said, I think it was a worse version of Toradora and My Dress Up Darling. But I mean, we can't all be tens, right? And I am actually looking forward. I hope they do make a second season. Yeah. But I'm gonna read it anyway. So if they don't, I'm gonna read it. Know, yeah. But I do hope they bring a second season because I definitely am invested in it. And I would like to see it actually animated, like the story of it. So unless you got anything else, we can jump into ratings.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question unrelated to this specific show.
What?
Would you
jumping out of this show?
Open?
I would never do that. I'm just kidding.
We do that all the time.
That's the joke.
Would you be open?
It should be like Anime Anonymous, a.k.a. tangents all the time.
Yeah, like, come on now. Would you be open to manga reviews as well as anime reviews?
We could. Okay. We would probably, if that was the case, then I'd probably think about doing it as a longer episode. On the ones that we want to, and then because we don't have to do the whole manga if we review the anime, then we can say like I liked it in the manga better, right? And then we could do both, like a rating on both of them, or just like anime wise, this is this, manga, this is this. I mean, I don't know. We could actually, if anybody wants to hit us up and let us know also.
Any mangas that are not animated yet, that are completed.
Yeah.
Would you guys be open to us reviewing those?
You know what? I'm probably automatically going to do that with Solo Leveling.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now. Like, as soon as Solo Leveling comes out, and if it's buns, I'm going to be like, see, in the manhwa, he did this.
And it was awesome.
Like, you have it here first, bro. What episode is this? Episode? Shoot, I don't even know, bro.
What are we at? 40?
Sure. Somewhere up there.
We're 43? Almost at 52. I know that for sure.
I don't know, bro. But, like, I'm 43. Oh, see? My brain working sometimes. But, like, quote it now. Episode 43. I'm not going to be separating Solo Leveling between the anime and the manhwa. It's just right now. Like, that is my thing. I usually try not to let them interact.
But this one we have to.
Ain't no way.
It was too good. Solo Leveling was too good.
So if they piss me off, it might just be a manhwa edition.
Hey. And that's okay with me. If we do a whole Solo Leveling rant, that would be loved. I think that would be almost up there with Redline. So, that sounds good.
Yeah, but no, I'd be down for that for sure. But yeah, if anybody has thoughts on it, then let us know as well. Instagram, Twitter, freaking the email, Audius, TikTok. The wife still is doing the TikToks, so show some love for those too.
And congrats again on your son.
Yes, thank you. Little dude's doing really well, so happy about that.
It sounds like it's so easy. He was like, he just cries when he's hungry and cries when he needs to be changed.
Yeah, he's chill. He's not as chill as my first, but he's still chill. So like, it is what it is. So
good job, Jess. I know you're listening.
So as what is it? Tradition dictates. Out of 1 to 10, Mr. Ace, what are you giving this? I'm gonna give it a 7.39.
Nah, not that specific. This time. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I want to say it was a solid anime. The cliffhanger, I didn't quite enjoy that much, but I am very interested in the season 2. It was hilarious, but the lack of growth from Jiro, that wasn't really enjoyable. And then also the same with Shiori. Didn't really like her character. Mm-hmm. But they made up for it with Kamo and a card. And
yeah, for sure,
hilarious. And
gosh.
That's what I love about them. So I'm definitely going to highly recommend you guys watch it. You're going to get a lot of laughs. You're going to get very good. I can do a handful of emotional scenes that really tie you to the anime. And then, the comedic, the emotional, and then the colors and the way it was animated, I think they were definitely worthwhile. So solid 7.5, but they have some improvements. Okay. How about you, CJ?
I'm gonna give this a 7. There were a lot of good moments, but the overuse of ecchi shots and stuff kind of cheapened it for me. Jiro being Jiro sometimes. Really lowered it for me. If those happened all the time, it'd probably be a 5. But then you have the funny ones where when she she starts turning him on and he jumps up, he's like, "Be gone earthways, be gone earthly desires, be gone earthly desires." Those were funny because it just randomly happened. The wife was watching it with me. She's like, "What the hell did he just do?" I'm he's chanting like a monk. So that was funny. But and then the art was really good.
And that foot raise at the end.
Yeah, no, that was they were booking it.
Yeah, that was good.
But yeah, the music was okay. There wasn't any moments their sound design was decent, but it was overall just a decent one. I would recommend this to people. But yeah, it's just I've seen romance anime done a lot better. The ones that I've already mentioned. But I am interested in season 2, and I will be reading it. So yeah, 7 for me, 7.5 for Ace. Next week, we're doing another one from 2022. This one has been on my list for a little bit too, called Licorice Recoil. This is it. It looks like a fighting-ish kind of one. It honestly reminded me a lot of Princess Principal, but in this time in age. And I've heard good things about it. So so I'm looking forward to it. It kind of reminds me almost like a cross between Princess Principal and the one with the huge with the girls that were fighting the monsters. I think it was Battle. I can't remember. But it was one that we did a few episodes ago. I can't remember the name right now. But it reminds me, the only thing I remember is the monsters they were fighting were called the Huge. And I thought it was so stupid.
Okay. I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. My brain with names is really bad, but I remember a lot of stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. We will see how it goes. Let us know any of your recommendations, any of your thoughts. You love it, you hate it. Instagram, Twitter, Audius, or email.
And TikTok.
Yeah, and TikTok. I always forget. I always forget one.
Yeah, it's new.
It's either Audius or TikTok. I always forget one. But until then, thank you for everybody. Also, for all my Americans, I hope you had a good Martin Luther King Day. For my people in Sweden and Norway, I don't know. I hope you had a good week.
Hope you had a good Monday.
But until then, I am CJ.
And I'm Ace.
And we will catch you next AA meeting.